Oh, hi, friends. Welcome to Life of Brian. My name is Brian, and this is my life. Tonight, as you saw in the title, I'm going to be ranking my top five KISS bootlegs. I have other non KISS bootlegs that might be another video tonight. I'm going to do a top five. I don't know that I've done that before outside of, you know, vinyl tag or whatever, but that's not really a top anything. Anyway, yeah, nothing to show, no show and tell tonight. Um, I don't even think I really have anything on in the pipeline. So went back to my trusty notepad that I mentioned, I don't know, a few videos ago with writing ideas down for future videos, and this is one of them. So thanks, me. Great job. Way to look ahead. And in the spirit of bootlegs, hey man, nice Kiss shirt. It's my Phantom of the Park shirt that I got off of Amazon. So yeah, it doesn't even have the Kiss logo in the where the tag normally is. Oh yeah, it's and oh darn, it's Phantom of the Park. It's summer, still summer. So yeah, another excuse to wear it. Not that I need one, just in the spirit of bootlegs. Just to follow up to last week, I mentioned that I had shingles. Let's see. Oh, today is Thursday, August 6th. We are again 80% through the week. One more day to go. Happy Friday Eve, everybody. We're almost freaking there. Come on, come on. Last Thursday, I was a weekend to having shingles. I had just found out a few days prior on Monday. Right now, it's good. I had stuff. You probably noticed it in the video before. Now these, I still have spots here. They were scabs as even as of yesterday. Behind my ear still has a few. So I'm on the. I think I'm in the fourth quarter of it. Thankfully, knock on wood. Um, it's just, yeah, I've been using Neosporin the last few days to combat the itch and get the freaking scabs to fall off. Cause, up until like, let me see, this one right here, you might be able to see the spot on the video as you're watching it. That scab just fell off this morning. This was a decent scab, and it was about a little smaller than a quarter area that I couldn't shave. And so I had white hair, 2 weeks worth of white hair right there in that spot. Oh man. You know, like I said before, I don't know if there's a preferred spot for shingles. It sucks wherever they are. So thank you to those of you that have reached out to me with your well wishes and concerns and just checking in on me. I really appreciate it. I'm doing well. I didn't miss any work other than a week ago Monday when I went to the doctor to figure out what the heck this I had. So yeah, shingles are almost gone, so I can almost get a haircut. Hopefully, my fingers are crossed for Saturday. I can get a haircut. Uh, what else to talk about? Oh, I mentioned my car accident. That the same day I dropped the car off at the shop and was in a rental car. So that was huge, huge help. Well, a day or two later, once I started getting phone calls from, insurance and collision place, blah, 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 updates on the repair, the first uh, estimated finish date was August 21st, which, not to get too detailed, but they basically, to fix a part of the frame extension on the front of the car. They had to pull the engine, pull the transmission. So yeah, he said it was worst case. It could be sooner, but 8/21 was probably it, which put me right at. I was covered for 30 days with a rental, and I think that would have put me at like 29. So either way, I was fine. But they called me Tuesday. The collision place that has the car called me Tuesday. Called me today. I'll have my car back tomorrow. Tomorrow, Friday. Uh, 2 weeks ahead of schedule. So man, as bad as things seemed at the time, could have been a hell of a lot worse all the way around. So That's I'm very grateful for that. Very, very grateful. Um, yeah, I guess I'll just get right into it. So I have probably, I should have counted. I have my top five. I probably have 15 KISS bootlegs. I narrowed it down to a top five just to try to keep the video shorter than normal. So it was kind of hard for me to pick a top five just because I mean, I'm picky on the bootlegs that I have. There's specific eras, not even really specific show, other than this first one, my number five. Um, but yeah, I'm picky. It's got it. Well, a couple I got because the covers are cool. I think with vinyl you can judge a record by its cover, at least with Kiss anyway, and their bootlegs. Anyway, shut up, guy. Get on with it. Okay, here we go. So number five is the reunion show, and I'm covering up the name of it. It's the On Tour series. There's multiple shows of this. At one time, I had one. I want to say it was from '74, maybe '75. They were at the Agora Ballroom in Cleveland, which I've never been to, but I've been by. I don't know why I got rid of it. I need to get this one again. But this is, you'll see the date, June 28th, 1996. This is the show. This is the kickoff of the reunion in '96. And here's the back of it, showing the set list and the names. I love that they put the Casablanca logo at the bottom of it. Kind of makes it look official. Here's the here's the spine. And again, I'm not using the front facing camera, mainly just because I changed that. That's the lamp that I usually put here in the front to put on my face. Well, I put an orange bulb in that lamp too. And then I've got the my poster lights all switched to orange. Anyway, squirrel. So let's show off what comes in this thing. So first off, it's a double. I should have said it's a 2 LP set. It's not a gatefold. They're both in one jacket. On this awesome looking, and now I wish I did have my normal light in the front, but it's not see through. It's just opaque yellow vinyl that has that same kind of on tour logo on the. Well, I could have turned it normal for you guys on the center label. It did come with the black polyline sleeves, which is awesome. I love when they do that. And it has a poster in it. That's a big 24 by 36 poster. Kiss is back. You wanted the best, you got the best. The loudest band in the world is back. The reunion tour. It lists them all with their personas: Star Child, Catman, Space Ace, The Demon, Detroit, Michigan, sold out all across the bottom of it. I kind of dig that, using the Destroyer art mixed in with some others. I love that the stage the stage logo is the backdrop behind the Destroyer poses. I dig the hell out of that. I forgot how good that poster looks. That might have to go on the wall. Where, Brian? I don't know. We'll figure that out. Number two, I showed, and well, I have two versions of this one. I showed one of them in my Kiss vinyl tag video back in January. If you haven't watched that, you can go back. It's not that many videos back. Probably, I don't know, 8 or 10 videos back from January when I do the Kiss vinyl tag. I show one of these. I'm going to show them both, but I'll show the goodies inside of just one of them. And it's actually a 5 LP series of the 5 nights that Kiss was in Japan for the Alive 2 tour in March of 1978. They have 5 nights. 4 of the nights, the albums have each individual member on the cover, and then the 5th is the band, which we'll see more as we get into this. But so the one that I showed all of the stuff from in January in my vinyl tag video was the Ace one. I showed everything. I don't know why I did it that way. I showed everything inside of this for Ace. Well, I'm showing Ace just because he's part of that set. Ace is night 2. Night 1 is Gene, and really I didn't know they were nights 1 and 2. I got these two just because I wanted Gene and Ace. I actually also want the group photo. I don't know that I want all 5. I mean, even though it is 5 different shows. Anyway, let me show you what stuff you get with these. So you get a Gene's night 1 is March 28th, 1978, and apparently it's 6:30. You get the replica ticket, which it's hard to tell because of the orange hue in my apartment, but this is yellow. Then you get a little, what I would call like an Elaine Boliche style little newsletter booklet. That's the front and back cover, and then it's just they have like live shots, stage shots, backstage, behind the scenes. I love I love Gene with Godzilla because I'm a Godzilla fan, big time. So Gene and Godzilla, especially the way that perspective. If you didn't know, if you're just looking at that, and Gene is the same size as Godzilla, could you imagine being a little 8-year-old kid and being, good Lord, how big is Gene Simmons? Yep, stage shots, and then here's a. They do have like a mini centerfold inside this little booklet. And then the back caps off with his fire breathing, which is always cool to see in still photo and live. You also get this little flyer, which is kind of like a little sales. It's like a little sales card for this whole set. You can see that's what I was talking about. So there's night 1 and 2. Those are what I have. And then it's Paul, Peter, and then the group shot. And it shows, it lists it. All 5 nights deluxe releases, 5 double albums, 5 full shows, 5 special UV added gatefold sleeves, 5 replica tickets, 5 posters, 5 booklets. Collect them all. Really cool. And then this also has a poster. This one is not as big, but it's that same poster on that is what's on the cover of that booklet. Gene crouching down. And then you have the vinyl itself. Here's the back. You'll notice that they document where they play Heartbreaker by Led Zeppelin, and then they do monitor check, intro, and then they go into the show. And then at the very end, it says, "Oh, well, this one doesn't do it." But they have a on Aces. They have another. It says intro again at the end, but this one doesn't have it. But there's a set list for night 1, Gene's night, March 28th. Did I say 28th? Yeah, 28th, 1978 for the Live 2 tour in Japan at Budokan. I've listened to Aces. I haven't listened to this one yet, which I need to. Uh, just just to give it a spin. Oh, I guess I'll show you the vinyl, which also has the black polyline sleeves. This is on a translucent yellow with black smoke, and I love the center label. Very, that very Japan. The only thing, it's got a bonsai tree. The only thing that could have made it more Japan was cherry blossom, but I just love that. Can't really tell again in this lighting, but there at the top above the sun is like it's pink, and then of course you have the you have that translucent vinyl, which that's as close to a poltergeist as we're gonna get where I'm sitting. Oh, so that was number 4, tandem number 4 with Ace and Gene. Number 3, I also showed in my KISS vinyl tag video. Because I mentioned that I had gotten this KISS DVD of Sydney, 1980. And this was the one that I said, surprisingly, once I started to, when I went to watch it, this also has an Inner Sanctum and something else. Still can't remember what the other thing is on it. Well, I got that because I already had this bootleg of that show, Alive in Sydney. And this is recorded live during Unmasked tour at the showground in Sydney, Australia on the 22nd of November, 1980. Here's the back of this one. There's a set list. I love those shots, those live shots on the back. And I mentioned it before, but I love when they did this. Songs 6, 7, and 8. The end of side 1. Firehouse Is That You, 2000 Man. That's that's pretty rad. And so the vinyl for this one, single LP, also in a polyline sleeve. Love when they do that. I wish Kiss Online would do that. And I love this center label. There's that People magazine cover. I love that. I can't get enough of that photo. I love that so much. This is regular black, 180 gram, 180 gram vinyl. But you know what? I'm not opposed to black vinyl. There's nothing wrong with, getting a bootleg that's on black vinyl. It doesn't always have to be colored. Colored vinyl is awesome. I'm a colored vinyl guy. But that, I don't know. I think with that photo, with that whitish grayish background on black vinyl, I don't know. I think it's pretty rad. I think that's awesome. Now we're up to number 2. And really, if I was to do this at a different point in the year, like maybe if I'd have done this a month ago, or if I do it a month later, this might move to number 1. But right now it's number 2, and that's this original motion picture soundtrack, Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park. You can see it says free poster inside. First print, black vinyl. Now, first print is important because I do know there's multiple prints of this that's come out on different colored vinyl. This one was the first printing of it, pressing on black vinyl. They only did 100 copies, and mine is number 27 of 100. And here's the track list for this, with some screenshots, some movie shots. Hopefully you can see those. I can't. I'm trying to get that in there for you. And this, more than just a poster, it's got some really cool. I'll show you the poster first, which is just a little, little half size of the original cover on the VHS, which I think is really cool. I always loved that. But they did a freaking fake merch form. The 77-78 tour book, $5. Kiss Meets the Phantom magazine, $4. Kiss Phantom shirt, $7. Kiss Phantom poster, $5. Phantom of the Park songbook, $4, and then a talisman set, $5. Yes, 85 of each one of those, please. I just think that's such a cool touch for this bootleg. And then the vinyl, it said black, but I'll show you this. Again, another polyline sleeve. I keep saying that because you don't get that all the time, so it's cool when you get it. But check out this center label where they just kind of did their own variation of the Casablanca center label. I think that's cool as hell. It's got a camel on it and Casablanca in the desert, palm trees. So, and you can see there over towards the right, little Kiss Army logo. I love that one. I listen to that one at least once a month. Yep. And then last but not least, my number one, and I say, you could, that Phantom and this one, you can swap them, because it kind of changes with my mood, just like my favorite Kiss song. I mean, I know I always have a default, but I'll sometimes I need to stop and think, like, is it my favorite right now? You know, anyway, might be a discussion for another video. This one, I say you could swap one and two because I love Phantom of the Park. Obviously, it's on my shirt. The other thing I love, say it with me now, Dynasty. And this is The Return to the Garden, 1979. This is July 24th. I love that shot. Love that shot. This is so that hype sticker actually stuck on there because it was on the sleeve. I love that that's on there because I know when Xander did the Return of the Kiss Museum, he used that logo, which I think is cool as hell. And yeah, you might, the smaller print around the edge of the circle says limited edition blue vinyl. There's multiple colors I could pick. Of course, I had to get blue. I love blue vinyl. If I ever have a choice, blue it is. Well, it's funny. Just kind of stop down for a second. I say I always choose blue. It depends on, like, these. Blue is an option, but I went with yellow because that's yellow is the overarching color in this set. So as much as I would have loved to have blue vinyl, I went with yellow. So a lot of times, if there's a choice, I'll match it to the cover. Anyway, all that being said, this too is a double LP. Oh well, let me show you the back. I love that shot inside the garden. Holy crap, that is so cool. And then the individual shots at the bottom, and then of course you have the track list at the top. Super cool. I don't know where to put this stuff. I know where I'll show you. Again, with a poster, and this is a full size poster, and I did have this on the wall right over here where my Ace Smoking Guitar poster is, in between my windows. before I started moving posters around and coming up with the way it is now. This poster was on the wall over there, along with the record cover when I still had a bunch of record covers on the wall. Anyway, here's that poster. And this, again, is a full 24 by 36 poster. Man, I love that outfit, that costume that Ace has. That's probably my favorite one of his because that's the first one I ever saw. I'm a Dynasty boy. That's the first one I saw, and that's the one I fell in love with, and I still love it to this day. Paul, that's the outfit that Mr. Demon himself got to see it up in New York. Those final shows, lucky him. I'm super jealous. And then Gene with the aluminum foil outfit. At least that's what I call it. Anyway, I love that poster. I did have it on the wall for a while, but I put it back in here when I did some rearranging. And then the vinyl, again with a polyline sleeve. But this blue, whew, I love that they used what's on the inner sleeve of Dynasty as a center label. I love, love, love that. I think my next, I know there's got to be some out there. If not, I'm going to make it. But what's on the inner sleeve of the Dynasty vinyl, I want that on a shirt. I think that would be so freaking awesome. And I don't even know what color. I don't even care. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know. I'll figure that out. But I love this. I could do maybe a poltergeist with this if I was closer to the light, but it's not as translucent as I'd like it to be. But it is a beautiful blue. So let me put this back. So there you go. That's my top 5 KISS bootlegs of the ones I have. I mean, I have some older ones from like 74, 75, into 76. I have some Sonic Boom bootlegs. I say some because I bought one thinking it was legit and it's not, and I bought one knowing it was a bootleg. Uh, and I have one that I bought from a Kiss cruise that the cover was they put the solo faces in the Dynasty order on the cover of a Kiss cruise record. That's the only reason I bought it. I haven't even listened to it, but anyway, so I have more. These are my top 5. The um, This one is the one that I listen to the most, followed closely by the Alive in Sydney. Those are my top 2 that I listen to the most. I listen to them at least once a month. Um, yeah, so that's that. Do you guys have any bootlegs? Do you have a favorite bootleg? Let me know what you have. Maybe all of these, I should back up and say that all of these bootlegs that I showed tonight are from uh, there's a Facebook page. It's called Brian's Kiss Vinyl. It's not me, it's another Brian. He it's called Brian's Kiss Vinyl, but he will sell or put up for sale some CDs because I also have a CD set of some Dynasty session things. But mainly it's vinyl. It's called Brian's Kiss Vinyl. He also has Brian's Vinyl Warehouse or something like that. He has another page that's not Kiss. It's like everybody else that you can think of. He'll do bootlegs on there too. But he does have a strictly Kiss, Brian's Kiss Vinyl, and him and some other guys have gotten together and they started their own uh, bootleg vinyl label. and I love it. I don't know why I haven't bought anything from it yet, because they call it Way Underground Records. Way underground. And the center labels of them, I want to say it has Devereaux. It's like a, I don't know, like a line drawing of it. Anyway, I might have to get one of those just to say I got one, and I'll show it on here when I get it. But he's only on Facebook. He's out of Michigan, but he's awesome. I've bought from him for a few years now. He's super great. Shipping is amazingly cheap. You can buy one record or four records, and it's $8 shipping in the U.S. He'll ship internationally, but within the U.S., it's $8, which is, and it comes in one of those. What is it called? There's a name for it, but it's the vinyl uh, mailers. Super super great. I've never had an issue with any of them. Never had any damage. They come, if you bought it today, you'll have, unless he's on vacation, if you send him money for one today, he'll have um, he'll send you a message with all the shipping information tomorrow. I mean, I've had them within a few days. Sometimes it'll take a week, but usually within a week, I have everything. Anyway, not that, this isn't a sales pitch from him, but if you're even thinking of dipping your toe in the water or going down that rabbit hole of bootlegs and you want somewhere to start, I would start with him because, like I said, I've bought numerous ones from him. Some that I've even bought and I've, traded in at Doc's Records and Vintage just because I wanted to get something else. But highly recommend that guy. I didn't know that when I started collecting vinyl back in 2017, I didn't know that I was going to get into bootlegs. Don't know that I even really knew about them for the first few years, but man, once I got into it, it was hard to stop. And shouldn't say I've stopped, but I've really reined myself in because there are so many, especially if you start looking at that Brian's Kiss Vinyl page, or even the other one, the Brian's Vinyl Warehouse, if you're looking for another band. There are so many. I mean, it's overwhelming. Um, and of course, you want all of it. So I would just say, if you're not in the bootleg circle, you want to be, or at least want to test the water out. Find a specific show or even a specific era that you love or is your favorite or that you really like, um, and narrow that down. Because you can find a Kiss bootleg from any era, almost any show. I don't want to say any show, but at least any tour, and give it a shot. Yeah, the packaging is amazing. They've come so far from plain white labels and homemade printed out pictures on a plain jacket. They've come so far, and yeah, I don't know that when I'll get any more. I'm not even really kind of looking at the moment, and I haven't for a while just because I'm good. I'm really calming myself down all across the board on collecting in general. I'll buy things here and there, but not going to be a knee jerk reaction. Whip out the credit card purchase. Um, yeah, so that's basically it. Uh, I really want to get into doing a video every week. Next week, I'll do another video. I'm not sure that unless I, buy something at the store over the weekend, I'm not going to get anything in that I know of, collection wise. But either way, I've got a topic in the ready to go and do another, talking episode. But I appreciate y'all. Appreciate you stopping by and listening to me ramble on and on. Again, like I said a few minutes ago, do you have any bootlegs? Do you have a favorite bootleg? Do you have a favorite tour that you want to get a bootleg from? Are you thinking about getting into bootlegs, or do you just not like them for whatever reason? Let's have a conversation about any and all of that in the comments. Like and subscribe all you want to, but please leave me a comment. I love having conversations with you guys. Say it every week, but I love every week. You liar. Every video. Say it every video that you can like and subscribe all you want to, but I love the comments. I love that you take the time to watch the videos and then take even more time to leave a comment. It means really, truly, truly means the world to me. I love the interactions. Um, hope to hope to keep that going. I hope to, you know, even dive in a little deeper and just, really, really get to know all of you that much more. Uh, I mentioned last video that at some point there's going to be a tree back here. I think I'm going to wait until my daughter comes in town. She'll be here the last week of the month I think she comes in the 22nd and leaves the 29th. Sometime when she's here, uh, I'm going to have her put that up with me. And, we're going to play my my Spooky Sounds Haunted House vinyl that I showed last video, that is Disneyland or whatever. We'll play that, and I'll take some pictures. I don't know if I'll do, you know, I don't know that I'll do videos because I still haven't edited anything. I've had a couple people tell me about some editing apps for the iPhone, which is what I'm recording on. Haven't gone down that road yet, but anyway, I will have a tree up by the end of the month, Halloween tree. Um, yeah, can't think of anything else. Again, appreciate you. Love all of you. Tell me all of the things. Tell me about your life. Tell me what's going on. Are you excited for fall? I know I am. I'm excited for college football. It's going to start in a few weeks. It's my favorite time of year. College football starts. Spooky season's around the corner. Doesn't get much better than that for me. I love all of this. I love all of you. Until the next video, remember to have fun. Happy hunting, y'all. Remember to have fun. I said that in the wrong order. Happy hunting, y'all. Remember to have fun.